We going live.
I just see a black screen.
Yeah, that's
Look at that
What's
production
up?
value. Look at that production value.
I know. And then it comes to me in my beautiful studio with my baby crying in the background. So, well, talk to us, Tin, because as you know, I'm taking part live in my first ever Ethereum NFT mint. So, like my first, I bought them on OpenSea, but I'm doing my first mint, and they were supposed to be live a few minutes ago, but it's still waiting. So we'll see
Yeah,
what happens.
you're gonna get to experience the whole your gas fee is gonna cost just as much as your NFT is gonna cost.
Oh
And the NFTs aren't that cheap either. So
no.
again, this is why we love Phantom so much. You can mint a $50 piece and pay 5 cents in
Mm.
gas, or you mint a $200 piece and pay $180 in gas.
Yeah, so that's this might be the best advertising for Phantom NFTs ever. Is
Yeah.
what I'm about to do live here. So
Let's get into what you're minting.
minting these caked apes. Maybe you can pull that up. It is cakedapes.wtf, and you could share your screen if you want for people to see these beauties.
Yeah, let's do this. So, can you guys see my screen okay?
I do not see your screen at all. I just see you.
It says sharing,
Well,
but it's not sharing.
oh, there we go. Now I see part of it. Maybe it needs to go full screen. For everyone watching, this is our first time on the internet. Um, Tinfoil's never done this before. Never been on. Oh, now there's plot twist right there. Docs for the world. Tinfoil, are you muted now? I think you're muted. We can just go off that screen and go back to Tinfoil and talk because this ain't working. Or maybe we lost him. We lost him. We got his video, but we lost his camera. So, well, first episode, you got kinks to work out. It's all good. So, I'm True Voodoo, allegedly. I didn't know I was going to be doxing myself here. David said that my camera would not be on, so we're just doxed left and right here. So there you go. Did you get kicked off and then rejoin? What happened?
I don't know. This whole screen sharing thing kind of
I
kicked
think
me.
I think what happened is we were adjusting the screen and then I think you backed out and then loaded back in. So
Well, we're happy to have you back, Tinfoil. It really helps the show to have you on here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, these
So
cake
why
tapes was
don't
pretty fucking
you?
cool.
So yeah, those cake tapes were cool. We saw them for a second. It was a really bad screen share, but we did see like an image for a second. So it half worked. So why don't you tell us what this show is about, what we're doing at Potluck Labs, while I try to mint a cake tape.
Yeah. So the idea of this show is, I think we all have the understanding that we need to showcase the NFT ecosystem more. The whole concept of this show is to try to kind of bring in some people from other chains to kind of showcase what we're doing over here on Phantom with Potluck Labs. I mean, I'm sure you guys have noticed that we're trying to do some crazy shit with Potluck Labs. The massive announcement for us yesterday was, a partnership with World of Humans. No big deal. So everything going forward with World of Humans, we will be helping out with, which, I mean, for me is a fucking dream come true. Yeah, man, we had conversations with Teens on Acid. Yes, like yesterday was just nuts in terms of the artists that we got to talk to, the projects that we got to kind of brainstorm. I'm so excited for what we're building. it's cool that we're getting all these messages from different artists and people in our ecosystem that are like saying thanks for what we're doing, which to me is like so weird. Because this is just stuff that I wanted to see on Phantom. And that, I want AVAX people to see. I want Polygon people to see. These ETH communities that I'm part of. Again, we just went over the idea. You're spending $200 on an NFT, and then you're spending $180 on gas. And the quality is not better than our Phantom NFTs. So
You said it well. You said it well. I mean, yesterday was such an exciting day. So many, I think I met with 11 different artists yesterday. Absolutely crazy. Um, and for people who don't know, what we're doing with Potluck Labs and how it all came about, we shared this in our first mint party, but it's easy for it to get kind of left behind with everything else. And so essentially, Potluck Protocol, who has the Fang token, was started by Dracula Presley, and it actually originally started on BSC, and then they moved over to Phantom. And when they moved to Phantom, I have been just getting into DeFi. Really, this is back in September. Way back in September. Just been getting into DeFi and really diving in deep on the Phantom ecosystem. And I wanted to get in early as an investor with the project, and so I found Fang. Somebody tweeted. I don't know if it was ecologist or somebody. I cannot find the tweet, but somebody tweeted that this Fang went cross chain, or Potluck did, and they were already audited on BSC, so I felt good about that. So I jumped in, tried to invest, and there was like a huge, it was going to affect the price a ton. And so I ended up calling, being like, "Hey, can we do an over-the-counter deal?" And that started my relationship. I actually had a phone call with Dracula and got to talk to him. And then over the weeks, really started getting involved with the team over the first couple of weeks, and then basically took over helping lead the project with Dracula. And so I have no dev skills at all. If anyone's talked to me, they know that I know nothing about anything. But I do know a little about business and about how to make things happen and about community and bringing people together. And so that's just what I've tried to do for the Fang community. And it's been an incredible ride. And so we got a whole DeFi section going on, and some awesome things with an options app coming out in the very, very near future, and some awesome partnerships there. But while all this was happening, I fell in love with NFTs, and was at Tombhead's auction house is what did it for me. I went there and spent all my Phantom, just spent it all. It was gone after one weekend, and and then every week just started going back and finding so many artists that I loved, and just getting connected with different projects, and obviously connected with you, Tinfoil, through that process, kind of mentoring me, because I just come bug you about like, should I buy this or not? Is this is this worth it? And then after we built kind of a reputation in the space, just individually, and Potluck, we Plot Twist, our producer here, you guys all saw him. He is an artist as well, is very multi-talented, and he created the character for Creatures of the Cave, and had an idea of like, hey, can we make this an NFT project? And then we just kind of blew it up by luckily having all these huge artists contribute backgrounds and contribute one-on-one pieces. And then we said, why don't we do this for other artists? Why don't we make something where the whole NFT community can come together? Artists can work with us. We can help them launch projects. We can help these one of one. I call them Tombheads artists, even though that primarily sell their art to high end buyers. Why don't we help them reach the masses who love NFTs through generative projects and some bigger projects? And then so once we knew that was the vision and direction that we wanted to go, then we had to get somebody who could take us there and lead the project. And so I came to Tinfoil and said, hey, let's be partners in this. Let's build this thing together. And that was like 3 weeks ago. And it has been a wild, crazy ride since, first with Creature of the Cave, minting out 800 pieces in less than a minute, which was a record at the time, only to probably be beaten by the Potluck Pigs right after that. And so that was, full screen. This is nice, man. You can see my daughter's handiwork right behind me. Also, my Skelly NFT physicals I just got, haven't hung them up yet. Got my limit break fanny packs, got my limit break piece up there. and my University of Kentucky basketball. Okay. Oh, there's our creature of the cave. Let me move. Boom, creature of the cave. So, um, yeah, so we had the creatures and the potluck pigs sold out like crazy, and then we got to partner with Bot Boy and helping build out his bot squad world, and with the llamas. And so from there, I mean, we've got, I don't know what we have, 10, maybe 10 projects that include second generations, third generations coming up, some first generation. We got an incredible project coming out with Splarg, and then the next generations are him and Codcar that are incredible. We've got Bush Doctor and Cavarders working on a project together. So I'm really excited about those, like higher end, what I really consider as very professionally trained um, artists that you would want to blow up their pictures and put them on your wall, just like the one you have behind you with Chaskai and Clocky, and Uman. And so excited to get into that space. And then we've signed quite a few 3D artists to be able to kind of take things to the next level there, and into the avatar space, and into the, you know, to the 3D metaverses where you can take an avatar into video games. And so I'm just so excited with the direction. We've got music NFTs partnering with the Jukebox with Strange Brew, and basically helping them, run that project going forward. And then everything, forgetting names and projects now to even mention. But obviously, Teens on Acid yesterday. So excited about his project, and then the partnership moving forward with the whole World of Humans project is, I know, near and dear to your heart. But I think that's just such an incredible place for us to be in, to be able to help market, help represent what many look at as probably the seminal artist on Phantom, or one of them at least. And so, yeah, just so excited for what's to come. But man, our vision is we want to help this whole community. We want to bring in buyers from other spaces. We want to connect buyers on Ethereum and AVAX and Sol and all these other marketplaces to be able to come and see that Phantom does have the best artists, and Phantom does have the best experience as far as cheapest gas fees, fast transactions, incredible community that the other chains don't have. Phantom has the Tomb Heads auction house and the FAC auction house. Phantom just has so much to offer in the space. It just needs more eyes on it. And so this YouTube show, however, inexperienced we feel and inept to really bring this to the masses, like our goal is that we can bring attention to the Phantom space, help artists, help the community, and I'm just super excited for the future, man. So I'm gonna throw it back over to you and see if I can mint one of these apes yet.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited. Like, I like that your introduction into our space was through the Tomb Heads auction house, because it's one of those just like epic moments that I'll never forget in Phantom. And it was just, we always talk about Phantom. It's very much embodies like the if you raise all tides, it raises all boats kind of thing. So you got Spooky and Spirit that were kind of working together, not hating on each other, which on every other chain, those are two ultimate competitors. Uh, but then Tomb Finance is obviously massive, and they go through that big exploit, uh, and the Tomb Heads auction house pops up, and it all popped up out of like, we just want to have all these amazing artists that donate pieces, and this money is going to go back to the exploit victims of Tomb. And that first auction, dude, it was insane. Like the concept that artist comes up on stage, presents a piece, that piece gets put in the chat. We're all just throwing around tens of thousands of Phantom bidding in the chat. And then the moment the 3, 2, 1, the gavel comes, it's okay. Here's the address pinned in the Discord. You send your transaction. Okay, I just sent 20 grand in a second, permissionless. It's there. Transactions confirmed. Okay, next artist, next piece. Let's keep rolling. Like, to me, Sotheby's and Christie's, like these auction houses would dream of being able to do something like that. And now that this is like this weekly event, the art coming out of that auction house is insane. Absolutely insane. And now that, the idea that we're able to help these artists, like your Limit Breaks and your Septas, all these just Cavarders and Bush, like now make this move from the one of one pieces into more generative, where they can build their community, touch the masses. to me, I love it. I love it so much because I want people to see their art, um, and to be able to afford it. Because that's the one thing about Tombhead's auction house is like even I can't fuck around Tombhead's auction house all the time because there's a lot of fannies getting thrown around. But the idea of these generatives where you can get a bot boy piece for 20 phantom, like to me that this is the opportunity that we're trying to give to our collectors, and you know, trying to bring other collectors over. Again, it goes back to like you could have got a bot boy piece for 20 phantom and paid 5 cents in gas, like a
Yeah,
$60 piece and five cents in gas.
yeah.
Whereas you're about to mint a $200 piece and probably spend close to $200 in gas.
Yeah, they were just saying the gas fees were about they spiked and they're like $600 for gas right now. So I'm not sure how this mint's going to go down. It's still delayed. I don't know if they're waiting for what, but the Discord's not too happy with what's going on. It's not like a potluck mint party where right at the time we just give people the link and unpause the contract and then it's gone in a minute. So, um, but yeah, so for people in the audience, or those of you who are watching live, thank you for taking the time to watch this. Every week at the same time, our format is going to be different than today. Today, we just wanted to come on, talk with just the two of us, kind of lay out the future of this show. But in the future, we're going to have artists on and people in the community on every single week to interview, to talk about their projects, to talk about their thoughts on the space. Really excited. I mean, we've got the who's who. If there's somebody that you want to see on here, put them in the chat. Just leave a comment on who you'd like to see. We'll go through read those later, but there's a good chance we've probably already got them on the list if they're doing something in the phantom space. We want them on here. But another really cool thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing artists on to work on their art live. And so, give an example, we're going to have Teens on Acid on, and we'll be interviewing him, talking to him, but we'll have a separate screen where the whole time you can see him working on his upcoming generative project. So doing the drawings, making the layers, and you can just watch that the whole time. So if you're an art lover, if the process amazes you, if the process doesn't amaze you, I don't think you've watched a process video. I mean, if you saw Hex's 6-hour drawing session. I posted on Twitter the other day a 2-minute version of the clip. But if you go in our Discord, there's the full 6-minute version since Twitter wouldn't allow us the file size that big. But he did a 6-hour drawing process on his Creatures of the Cave Gen 2 characters. And he did it time warped into a 6-minute video. Absolutely mind blowing. And so, if you're an artist or just someone who appreciates the art, you're definitely going to want to be on week after week to see these incredible artists at work. And so, we're also going to have here in just a few minutes, we've got a list of topics. So I saw somebody, people posting, we want alpha on Gen 2. Talk to us about what's coming up. We've got that listed in the group of topics. And so, we'll basically have a 5-minute countdown. The topics will be listed on the right, and so you'll be able to kind of see what's coming up and what we're going to be talking about. So in the future, if you don't care about a topic, you can just skip ahead to the ones you do care about. But we're super excited for this format. We're also probably going to do some battles, some live art battles between artists. And so give them a topic, give them something to produce, and then let them go to work and watching both their screens, and then having the live audience vote on the winner. Might even auction off that in our Discord afterwards, auction off the pieces. So we just got a lot of ideas to bring some ingenuity and some fun to the space, but also hopefully when people start to discover these videos and really bring the attention that these artists deserve to them. And so super excited about that. Any other thoughts, things you want to discuss before we hop into the topics?
Yeah, so I just want to make sure plot twist. I don't know if you're able to, or somebody is able to share the Medium, the Into the Blockchain Medium links. Yeah, I just want to mention that I think everybody that's watching this, or if you have friends that are in NFTs, creating NFTs, whatever, you need to make sure that everybody that you know is reading these articles that Into the Blockchain is putting out. These are vital for understanding how to spot a potentially successful NFT project, how to create a successful NFT project, um, yeah, I'm so happy to have him a part of our team and doing this for us. Uh, must read.
Yeah, so
Trying to find a link.
I'm pretty upset because I think what just happened while we were talking is I missed the mint. It appears to be it appears it appears to be sold out now.
Damn, man, already.
Oh, yeah, so like they were delayed, and so then I've been flipping back and forth, but during that last whole 5 minute talking session, um, I come back and it's sold out. So maybe I haven't ever minted on Ethereum still. It said
Yeah.
there was like 500 left, but yeah, I'm pretty
Damn.
sure I failed here. Yep, I
Damn.
failed. I failed. What did I just pay to fail? A lot, and
Oh.
that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, guys. So I'll tell you what, it is a lot more painful to fail to mint on Ethereum than it is on Phantom.
Damn right it is. Oh, that's the worst. I fucking hate failed mints. God damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Hey, that it actually wasn't that. The gas fee to fail wasn't as bad. So I paid $100 to have a failure on live YouTube. So all good.
See, and you could get NFTs for $100 on Phantom.
This is sad. Sad times, man. I was so excited about that mint. I really was gonna ape into that caked ape.
We'll have to watch the secondary market on those. These derivatives are going crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So let's hop into the topics. Why don't we do
Yeah.
that?
Yep, I'm down for that.
All right, what's
Because this
coming?
is the alpha that everybody wants.
This is the alpha. All right. So what is coming up? Well, there's a lot coming up, but let's talk first, and I'll have you give the kind of the synopsis, and I'll jump in. But let's talk about Splarg's upcoming project.
All right, we are giddy about this one. So I think everybody here knows Splarg, one of my favorite artists personally. He's doing a generative. Now, this is a crazy ass generative. So we've been kind of brainstorming the whole concept with him and team. Again, the idea for Potluck is we'd never want to have one-off projects. The idea is that these projects will continue to build on each other. Ideally, we can get projects to kind of interoperate together. That's kind of the whole idea of building this. So the initial, I guess, project for Splarg is going to be these faces. They're trippy as fuck.
Hey, you know what I realized? I realized that Splarg has his own topic.
He does. He
Yeah,
does
so
have his
he
own
is
topic.
coming up, but he's coming up at the end. No, it's all good. We'll just do that in reverse order. Let's just keep talking about him. So, the trippy faces, but I'm sure
Yep.
like the whole audience was like, "Yeah, so you guys gonna talk
Yeah.
about
So
him real quick?"
we got some trippy ass faces coming. That's going to be Gen 1. The Gen 2 is going to be this de-evolution. We call it the revolution, but Gen 2 is going to be these crazy ass apes in
Oh man,
Splarg's wild art style. So let me see if I can actually find
you
our
know what
little
I'm not
blurb
I'm not
about it.
gonna do is I'm not gonna have a failed transaction on Splarg's apes.
Yeah.
And
So
if I do, it's not gonna cost me $100. So
yeah. So here's our general theme that we kind of came up with for Splarg's project here. Humanity through escapism has turned to psychedelic drugs. Humanity was driven to endangerment through constant gentrification, racism, war, and inequality in parallel. In parallel, apes have broken free of captivity and have reclaimed their position in nature. Through use of human-made tools and devices, apes have developed higher cognitive abilities. It would seem that humanity, tripping off its disposition, has now adopted the mentality of apes, whereas a society of apes mirrors the modern world of humanity. Though, with this adoption of societal values, perhaps ape kind will also adopt human viciousness and prejudice. This is rough and will be redefined as we are closer to releasing further information. Yeah,
that's some
so
good. That's a good storyline, man. That's impressive writing. I know I didn't write that.
Yeah, and he was all worried about his writing. No,
That's
I'm
impressive.
super excited for the storyline of this project. The art of this project is going to be insane. So the apes are going to be the faces are a splarg only, but the generation 2, which is the apes, are going to be a a splarg and cod car, right?
I, I
It's
it's
cod
just going
car,
to be
right?
incredible. Yeah, Kakar.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild combination, and we'll put it in the show notes. Links to both their collections on Paint Swap, so that you guys can see what their art is like. Um, Very different, both incredibly talented artists. Just so excited. I think this will be, it'll be unique, and there'll be nothing like it on Phantom. I know that for the faces. It's psychedelic art like that.
Yeah,
We
I
just
haven't seen it.
saw it. Well, we just saw with Galactic Gangs the first on ETH, the first really awesome psychedelic art type collection. There's definitely nothing like this on Phantom, and it's very different than Galactic Gang. It stands on its own, totally separate, but that type of art it sells well, people love it, and I can't wait to see it progress from humans to monkeys, and then what what's coming further with the further generations. So, going to be incredible. Super excited about it. As far as when the mint is, I believe we're looking at the end of this week. I think we're looking at Friday for our mint party for the faces. And so, as long as we can pull it off, we're good. It looks like we're going to do Friday the same as we did last week with the Bot Squad Llamas at 7 p.m. UTC, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you in the States who can't deal with time zones and don't know how to do math, like myself, it helps to know that. But it's going to be incredible. I expect 200 people to be out, tons of giveaways as usual. It'll be a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So it's only going to be 1,000 pieces, which he has so many variations of the faces, so many attributes, so many variations. It could easily be a 2,000, 3,000 piece collection. And so just super excited. I expect it to mint out super quick. To be whitelisted to mint, just like all the Potluck Labs, we want projects. We always want to return value to our holders. And so one of the easiest ways to do that is to only allow people that hold a Potluck Labs project. You hold right now there's 3 that you could hold. You only have to hold one of them, whether it's a Potluck Pig, a Creatures of the Cave, or Bot Squad Llama. If you hold one of those, you'll be able to mint in the first 10 minutes. If it possibly made it past 10 minutes, then everyone else could get in. But we won't take that screenshot until midnight tomorrow. And that's midnight UTC tomorrow. And so once we do that, we'll take a screenshot of the contracts, whitelist all those, or the wallets, whitelist all those wallets. So I'll just give you a hint. If you have multiple of these, if a creature, a pig, and you're going to be wanting to mint on multiple wallets, you may want to go ahead and put those in multiple wallets in the next day. All right, just a little hint on how that stuff works, okay? Because you can do that, and I don't think you'll have time to mint on multiple wallets, but some of you all are pretty fast and pretty good with technology, so you might want to do that. All right, let's talk about the next one. We'll be putting out a ton of alpha on Twitter. Like it'll be blown up the next couple days on that. But I think that project's going to be special and it's going to stand the test of time. So, well, Tinfoil, this is probably your favorite topic that we have. I mean, the work is above your shoulder. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, this is a crazy one for me. I'm emotional even thinking about it. I just think it's so cool. It's a dream come true, man. Umans is what started my NFT journey. On OpenSea, this was one of these projects where she didn't do a mint. There was all 999 Umans put up on OpenSea. And the amount of fucking time I spent going through all these Umans, picking which ones I liked, which ones level with me. She always said, I always asked her, she always said that, make sure you pick the ones that you like. So I went through all of these things. This is before a rarity guide, all of this stuff. And then, rarity guide came out. She dropped Bit Humans on Phantom. That's how I kind of got into NFTs on Phantom. Long story short, my NFT journey started from her. And to now sign a partnership with that project, for us as a team to try to bring this to life and bring more value to it, like it's wild to me. It a fucking mind blowing concept. You know, the moment you get one of these, like I bought my parents bought an Oculus, fuck, maybe a month ago for my little brothers, and the first time I put that thing on, I'm in this weird space world where I'm a robot and playing frisbee golf, and the first thought that came to my mind was like, oh my god, I want to be my human. So like, what are we working on? Making that possible. You know, we're gonna be working with Slothopia and World of Humans on making sure that all of your humans are gonna be usable metaverse characters, no matter what metaverse. Uh, you know, same idea with all the Potluck Labs projects. Again, I'm I'm just so excited to be a part of attempting to bring this world to life, because yeah, this is what I want to see, man. When I have these conversations with Funeral and Ability, you know, we do these Twitter spaces all the time that end up on mental health, psychedelics, spirituality. Like, I love the idea of creating a metaverse that focuses on that. uh, a metaverse that isn't about kind of gamification and finances, but one that's more about healing in a society that seems to be struggling a little bit. So, you know, when I look at the future of the metaverse and stuff, part of it worries the hell out of me. But then to be on the cutting edge of trying to build a metaverse that I look at as beneficial to the world, rather than, you know, keep us in our rooms strapped up playing video games all day. I think it's life changing. You know, even just the last couple days, like going so hard. Like, I love Galactic Gang big time. That artist, one of my favorite real life artists. And the idea that we were just able to kind of hook up Galactic Gang and humans together to potentially work on this kind of healing metaverse. Like, there's some wild shit coming, and I'm so excited.
Man, I'm fired up, dude. I am fired up. We can't give too much alpha on what the projects are that are coming out. I would just tell you that you don't own enough of her projects. You're short. You are short, Uman. You're on all three of them. You're short, and the owners are going to be very, very happy once these things do come out. Once the future projects drop, they're gonna be game changers. And if you've been holding, obviously, I think it's the projects you want to hold regardless. But as far as the monetary value, I see it skyrocketing. But also, I would just tell you all, even if, with the Galactic Gang stuff, if there's developments there, you're going to see an incredibly fast rise in prices, because that's a massive collection of thousands that go for 1,000, I don't know, point 0.3 ETH up and up to lots of ETH. And so you're going to have literally thousands of buyers coming to Phantom, coming to ETH to check out this work and to be a part of it. So I'm really excited for what's to come for her and for all her holders. It's going to be incredible. So, but just also for Potluck Labs, I think that's kind of it's incredible to already be at this point where artists of this caliber are saying, hey, will you partner with me? Can we build something together? And so it's an honor. It's an honor for us. So super excited. All right. A topic I'm really excited about, because this is this is what you always say. You always post on Twitter. How is this not minted out yet? How are these not minted out yet? So I wanted to hear, not just, they might be generative ones, or they might just be artists that you think are underrated in the space right now. And obviously, we had trouble sharing the screen earlier, so I don't know if we want to try that again. But if you just want to go through and kind of talk about some of the projects that you're thinking, man, this is what people should have their eyes on or in their wallet.
So I'm going to start with I'll start with a one of one, and it involves the guy that's behind you. Um, the quality of product that Limit Break is putting out, I just have to just give endless shout outs to that man. This is, again, like, it's one of these guys that came into this industry, his own style, uh, and not adapting to our industry. He is trailblazing his own path, and I want to see other artists do what this man is doing. This dude, he's just building a brand. Like these fucking fanny packs, dude. I want one of those so bad. I don't know if you can show your little mouse pad that you got going on, but yeah, this is when I have conversations with equities traders and traditional finance people that are coming into the NFT space looking to allocate a percentage. The conversation is always about like, what do they see in a successful NFT project? And it's very much the idea of like they look at them as companies. You have to build a brand. If you're uh, someone like Teens on Acid, like we're talking about getting them on camera and stuff like that. Like that is part of building this brand. Having merch of all kinds that goes into this. You're literally like forming a company. I just got to give huge shout outs to Limit Break because I absolutely love what he's doing. And I think a lot of artists are going to follow that path. Your turn.
Awesome. Yeah. So there's so many. I am well, like I just got to see the reveal on one of my Phantom bunches, and I think that
Mm,
this second, the Descendants, the second collection, I think there were some issues in the original pricing, and I don't think it was a problem with the size of the collection. They did 1,087, but they priced it the same as the original collection, which was all handmade. And this one had handmade hidden like 87 with 1,000 generative, which I love that concept. I think having
mhm,
87 101s in with 1,000 generative is an incredible concept. But I think, and they know because they changed it. I think they missed the mark on the price originally. And so that caused them to have to shrink the collection, and they've also shrunk the price. But there's maybe 100 left, and I think they're minting at like 40 Phantom or 50 Phantom, something pretty inexpensive right now. And so I had only got I bought three. They were all generative, so I was pretty upset that I didn't get one of the 101s. And then they have it so every 87 that are sold, it reveals the Descendants. And so I got my last batch got revealed, and I actually got a handmade finally. So I feel like I had some minting success for once in my life. I don't think I've
mhm.
ever minted anything rare before, so super excited about that. Um, Also, I am really, and I don't want to get the name wrong. What are they? Are they Ghosties? Is that the
Yeah, yep.
our boy Dane? Yeah, Ghosties. Man, I'm bullish on those. They're underrated. They're new. Awesome new project on
That's a great
PaintSwap.
call. That's a great
Yeah,
call.
they're just listed directly on PaintSwap. They're all one-on-ones. There's different levels of them, different tiers. And we talked to the artist. He has multiple projects already in the works, already planned to build on it and to benefit the holders of this original project of his. So incredible new artist in the space. Super excited. So check out those ghosties. Um, underrated. I think we get on underrated. I mean, literally on Phantom, it's about every single one of one artist is underrated. I think that it's a shame. It's the same on Ethereum. Like the most of the great art is ignored because it doesn't have like a mass following because they're artists first, marketers second, and most of the projects you see are built by marketers who happen to have an artist that they hire. And so, I could just go through every single artist that's at Tombheads. If they didn't have Tombheads as a venue and now FAC as a venue, um, they wouldn't make much on Phantom because there's just not enough attention. And so it's that, underrated is what Tombhead has done for the community in building that and Gab as far as being able to run that week in, week out. But I'll give a shout out to my boy. I don't know if he's underrated, but most people don't know him yet. But sick individual, Felipe
Mhm.
Ortega, one of the best artists I've ever seen in my life. Period. He's come on the scene in the last month and a half, or I think maybe just a month in Tombheads, and has absolutely. I mean, he's like Clocky. I mean, really, where you just see his work and you know it's his, and you're marveled at the work. So those are the ones I'm thinking about just off the top of my head. But
I
so
got one
that,
more,
yeah,
and because it's this month coming out, but Phantomons, Phantomon.net. Make sure everybody's got a trainer because the Phantomons are dropping, and you're gonna need a trainer to be able to mint Phantomons. But that's got to be the most elaborate project I've seen built when it comes to like an in-game ecosystem and all this stuff. I love what that team is doing. I love Larkin. I love Water. So I just think that that project is super underrated. I mean, it was our first basically 10K mint that minted out decently fast. I think maybe there's 3 cards out of the 10K that are listed under mint price by like one phantom.
Yeah,
It's like 90% of them are actually like locked up at the healing rifts, earning a token, which you're going to feed your
yeah,
phantom on. So like, I'm just so bullish that project.
that's awesome. Yeah, great call, great call. All right, what's minting? Well,
I
none of our
got some.
projects, none of our projects are minting. That's for sure.
All right, I got a little list here
You
of
got a
some of my favorite
list.
projects
That's a big book right there.
that are
You
minting.
gotta,
Uh,
you should sell that book
I know,
after
eh?
you're done with it. It's
All
probably
this
worth a
alpha in
lot.
here. There's a bunch of alpha in here. So minting right now that I think need to be minted out and should have been minted out quite a while ago. I'll start with Scullies. The 1,000. There's only 1,000 Scullies. They are a bit of a steep price at 150 FTM, but they've been that price since the beginning of the mint. Um, Funeral. I love what Funeral is building with the Phantom Gallery. The idea that your Scullies will be able to essentially mint ghostlies. If you have a Scully, you'll be able to mint ghostlies for free, and those ghostlies are eventually going to be tickets into the gallery. So like you'll have to have a ghostly to get into the gallery. Um, that gallery is being built. The effort that he's putting into it, the mechanics of it are just incredible. We did a Potluck Labs takeover of it. Yeah, so I'm super bullish Scullies and think they need to be minted out. Another one that I think I'm just a fan of and I think should be minted out that we were kind of discussing yesterday, Bit Demons. That's
I think,
another one.
yeah, the Bit Damon's mint ends this Sunday. So there was originally 1,500. They didn't want to lower the price, but it's been a slower mint, and so they're because they didn't want to hurt the original buyers, which I think is good. So it's going to be super rare to have a Bit Damon because they're I think they're at about 300 mints right now. And that's a one that has a possibility of like billions of combinations because they put so many attributes and so much work into it. And also what's coming with the project, where they're taking the world. They already have like the next gens on the line. I mean, so if you get one of those, I think they're 40 Phantom to mint. I think you get into their DAO. You have like voting rights on the future projects and the direction. But that team is an incredible team. Lucky Luciano and Arcane are incredible artists, incredible people, incredible leadership. And I think that's one thing that you and I really try to do, Tin, is to bet on the teams more than even the art.
Yep.
And when you've got great
Yep.
art plus a great team, it's a win-win.
So let's stay on this betting on teams topic. Play Lexicon. There are still Play Lexicon cards to be minted out. I I don't know. There's not a whole lot of projects I'm more bullish on than that team over there. With Random and Play Lexicon, again, I know another whole ecosystem that they're building. That team's working on doing our website. Um, yeah, to me, I've minted a bunch of these card packs because there's going to
Yeah.
be some that I want to open up now. There's going to be some that I'm holding for 5 years, and I plan on doing YouTube videos in 5 years from now to be opening up these card packs. I think they're one of these teams that have just been silently building greatness in the background and not caring
Yeah.
all about the hype. So I'm super bullish the Play Lexicon team.
A couple others I wanted to mention. The Phantom Shrooms. The
Yep.
Shrooms, they came, did a mint on our mint party. They have an incredible thing if you're a holder, or even if you're not a holder, they still let you play. But every week they do these crazy giveaways. I mean, they've given away incredible pieces. This last week they gave away Ancestral Uman. I've seen them give away Chaskai pieces. I mean, just all types of stuff with just a simple trivia, fun trivia game. They do that on Sundays. So whether you're a holder or not, you get to be in. But the more you hold, the more time advantage you get. So you should be able to win. And so it's a lot of fun, but also they have a bunch of game developers that are on the team and in the community. And they literally, I mean, they post alpha. They've got video game stuff being built that's pretty awesome. And it's not about the money to them. Like they have businesses and jobs and they have those things. They're just building it out of the love of what they want to do. So I'm super bullish on them. Also bullish on Evil Guys from Evil Scrubs. It is one that the mint has not done that well. And I think it's because people are maybe intimidated by the big supply. but it's because they've got a video game they're building, and you have to have a big supply with characters. Just like the
Mhm.
Phantomon cards. If you're going to have a video game, you want a lot of people to play, you got to have a big supply. But they've got their 101 series, and then which are the evil guys, and they're so generous. I mean, you buy one of those, and I think there might be a few. They're listed on Paint Swap, so it's not really a mint, but I think there might be a few left on this season. But you buy one of those, you get 5 of their evil guy mints for free. So which basically pays for what you just bought. So bullish on them, and it's really because of the team, the energy, the effort, the focus they have. Like they're going to build something, and so I'd love to see some more success in that mint. But yeah, oh, Phantom
I
Boy,
want to.
Phantom Boy
I
is
want to.
minting still, right? The new Phantom Boy.
Yeah. Phantom Boy is a big one. I was actually that's on my list because I don't know if you've seen the metaverse thing that he's building.
Yeah, the clubhouse.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw some
fucking
sketches
nuts.
of that. Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool.
So super bullish. And that dude's just like so talented. I don't know if you've seen the coffee things that he did. Like that is like a crazy ass traditional artist that just almost like Freud art of the flamingos, who just seen like this generative character thing is an opportunity. Let me get into it. But the dude is talented on like it's on another level.
Well,
I
that's
wanted to mention a couple really cheap, accessible mints for people. So Fanta Pekong. I know you're a big Pekong fan. Um, Pekongs are still minting at what 1 FTM.
yeah.
Uh,
You want to know what's about to be mentioned is Pekong 2, the Bat Pekongs, which will be
yep.
Potluck Labs ones. They've been putting in him and a couple buddies have been putting in work for months on that, and he finally released a little teaser. Um, and it's incredible. It's different. It's wild. The lore is crazy. But yeah, his original ones, I would tell you guys, like snag those. One, they're incredible for one Phantom, but then two, they make great giveaways. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody on Twitter, on Phantom Twitter, has one from one of my giveaways a couple months ago. I
Mhm.
think I bought like 300-400 of those that I've given away so far because I just think everyone loves them. It's the best, you know, the best. He's just the best guy. I mean, in general. So I love that. Who else?
A couple of cheap mints. Monks. I don't know if you've seen the Phantom Monks. They're
Oh
another
yeah.
1 FTM mint. Great PFP project. Another one of those ones that I'd mint a bunch for giveaways and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's a great one. Another, we'll say kind of along the lines of a play lexicon cards, where it's super underrated. Raiders NFT. I don't know if we've been seeing them a bunch lately, but they're building kind of an elaborate game system. I recommend looking at them. And then I guess the last one, there's a couple I want to mention. Phantom Gates, the Phantomized team. I love those Phantom Gates. I think there's going to be 1,900 of them in total. I'm not sure what the mint's at yet, but I think it's 35 FTM if you hold a spectacular. It's 45 FTM if not. Just like really high quality art. I want to get a couple of those things kind of blown up on some canvas. And then I guess the last one I'll mention is kind of like a cheap derivative that might go crazy just in terms of looking at stuff on ETH. The Pixel Doodle Punks. It's another cheap mint, like 15 FTM. Uh, it's the doodle. It's kind of a cool. It's one of the cleanest derivatives I've seen, to be honest. In terms of like mixing the crypto punk with the doodle aspect. Uh, yeah, just another cheap mint derivative that I've minted quite a few of.
And this is the reality of this show. Is this is why one of the reasons we're doing this is to try to bring attention to the space so that there aren't, because there's only so many buyers on Phantom right now because there's only so much awareness of it,
Mhm.
especially in the NFT space. I think there's some great shows like FTM Alerts, some great avenues to bring attention to the DeFi space on Phantom. But really, all we need are eyes. Once you get eyes on these projects, and then you realize how great the Phantom network is as far as the speed, security, the accessibility of it, and then the community of it. I think people come here. They may come here just to visit, but they're going to stay. They're going to stay when they see what we've got here. And once we bring in, more collectors and people from Ethereum and people from these other chains that are used to paying so much, they start to come over. um, the quality projects are just going to explode here. And the holders of these projects are going to be rewarded as well. Because, you flip it now when you have 1,000 buyers in the network versus you flip it in 6 months when there's hundreds of thousands. It's you be wise to hold whatever you can hold at this point. Um, I want to, at the end here, we already talked about Splark, so I want to talk about Gen 2 of the Potluck Pigs, and Gen 2 to wrap this up, and Gen 2 of Creatures of the Cave. And so, for those of you who don't know, let's just start with the Creatures of the Cave. We started the show talking about how that started Potluck Labs. That was our Genesis project. So it has a special place in our hearts, but it also is one that I'm not going to say I'm the most bullish on it, because I'm bullish on every one of our projects, but I'm so excited about, because the two artists we have as our core artists are Nimbus and Hex. Hex from Zombie Society, just absolutely incredible artist. And Nimbus really became very popular um, by doing the baby chimp gang. Like mutations. And when we saw his work and saw the zombie work, we knew like that's the way to take this project. And so Plot Twist, even though he's a great artist, has the humility to say these guys are next level. So I'm going to take a step back on the team for this and let them take over and morph this into something great. And it's wild, for those of you. And then also we've got Aspen, incredible 3D artist working. He's made our serums, super serums, doing work
Like,
for the
yeah, the
project.
fucking serums are pieces of like beautiful art. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, the serums are going to be their own NFT, and I'll
And
explain that process.
you're gonna have to burn it to get your creature.
Yeah, they're NFTs that you're going to have or you're going to lose. So if you want to burn them, so. And then to cap it all off, the most copied man in all of fandom NFTs, we have Septa doing two one of ones that will be in the mint, that are going to be like the King Zombie and the King Mutant. And so if you've seen his pieces, I mean, they typically sell for 3,000 to 5,000 Phantom every week when he puts them out on Tomb Heads. And they're so awesome that every other chain is now putting fraudulent,
Yeah.
fake copies of his collection, acting like they're the artist. And so you'll probably see that on Twitter, but that's a sign of respect that your art is really good. And so just the team is incredible. The work is incredible. We're going to do a live watch party for everyone you have to be a Creature of the Cave holder to be in the watch party. So your wallet has to be verified as a Creature of the Cave holder in our Discord to be in the watch party. And we're going to have a watch party where we watch Hex and Nimbus working together on basically the super mutants, the ones that take the super serum. And it's going to be incredible. It's going to be unique. Something that's never been done before in our space is watching two artists work on the same piece of art over the internet at the same time, just for the holders of the project. So super excited about that. But just to explain the process, essentially, this is going to be a bigger mint. Don't want to reveal everything because obviously it's still subject to change. But what's going to happen is everyone who holds a Creature of the Cave, there's 800, is going to receive two serums. All right, two serums for free, that they'll be able to mint. Then you take those serums and you can either hold them, because it's basically your ticket to get a mutant or a zombie, and so you can hold them and maybe retain more value that way. Once these are all sold out, those might have more value because it's just like you have a mint that's there waiting, just like you talked about those packs of cards that you're going to wait 5 years for. There might be people that hold those for 2, 3, 4 years, or you can then burn that serum and mint yourself a mutant or a zombie, have a chance at muting or at minting a Septa piece. And then we'll have where people can just mint, like non-holders or holders themselves, if they want to buy more, which I think a lot of people will, the ability to mint a serum and pay to do that, and then be able to cash that in whenever they want. We'll also have the ability to pay extra for a limited supply. So I expect these to sell out in just a few seconds for a super serum. And the super serums, if you think of Bored Ape Yacht Club with their mutants and their like mega mutants, that's kind of the idea, is that these will not just mutate a little bit in appearance, but you're going to have a totally different creature. These will be creatures, Nimbus is working on the mutants, Hex is working on the zombies. This will be creatures that they work on together. And so it's a meshing of their art, and they're not restricted at all to the previous form that we had. So they're going to have total freedom to create the wildest most amazing art together that you can think about. And so just so bullish on what's coming there. And then I'm not even going to share any alpha for Gen 3 because Gen 2 is so good, but it just gets better. And then also last time we kind of made our staple of this project with the collabs for the backgrounds, creating the rarest pieces that people really wanted and that sold for tons on the secondary market. We're going to get a lot of those same artists to do another background to be a part of this one, but we already have so many incredible new artists and new up and comers, and then also just artists that we didn't get to nab last time that are joining the group. So I'm not going to share all the alpha on that because I don't want to leave out any names. I'm not trying to play favorites with it, but I'm just so excited. It's going to be something that unites so many communities together that I think we're going to see a massive collection sell out in record time and deliver record value for people in the secondary market as well. So that's my thought. Any other thoughts on Gen 2 there?
No, I'm really hyped for Gen 2. I mean, we were having a conversation with Nimbus last night on a video chat, and like I love seeing it because having we're all in the same group chat, and like one of the artists will post some of their work, and you can just see the competition in them. So the art that like it's firing up is just incredible. Like this is a ton of value being delivered for a.
Yeah.
You can
And
get
I
a
think what
creature right now
happened,
for 52 FTM, and you're going to
yeah,
get an aspen piece or two aspen pieces, which then you could turn into a nimbus and a hex piece. Like
yeah,
it's just
it's
nuts.
unreal, man. It's unreal. And it's funny because Nimbus had he was doing what he was used to doing and what he did at last time with one of our pieces, which was our top selling piece from the mint, which was his mutant creature, which is he took it and he just mutated it. So he did not change the original form. Well, then he saw what Hex was doing and just basically starting from scratch. And then he did that. So if you go back in my Twitter and look at some of the pictures I posted this last week, where now you're seeing Nimbus rise to a new level in his art and what people have seen, and just I think it's incredible. It's going to blow people's minds, and the price tag is only going to be 20 Phantom. 20 Phantom is the price tag on these serums to mint these pieces, and I think it's going to be the most incredible art you could ever imagine having for 20 Phantom. It's going to be incredible. So that's that. To wrap it up, Potluck Pigs, I don't want to share too much, but the next generation, well, we have a surprise. I can't reveal anything more, but you have to hold a pig, and you might want to hold a pig like in the next day or two. I'm just saying you need a pig in your wallet. You need it. I can't reveal much more, but also I will say Aradia Luna. Some people know her. She does the art for Tomb and for Harry. She's like a personal artist, handles all their art. She is our artist for the bats, the potluck bats, which are basically the pigs Gen 2. Um, Once you have bats, the bats are going to then Gen 3. They're going to be able to breed with the pigs. This is where it gets weird, guys. This is where it gets weird. We have it's not just simple breeding where it's like, okay, you own two, and then you get, a baby that looks like that. We're crossbreeding. You can breed two bats and get a baby bat. You can breed two pigs and get a baby pig, or you can breed a bat and a pig and get a batlet. Okay. And then there's one other secret that we have up our sleeve that we won't release until that time comes, until the Gen 2 is minted out. But it's going to make both the pigs and the bat projects infinitely more valuable. And then also play into the supply of the babies. It's going to be insane what we have planned there. And we might be introducing another friend of theirs, another character into the mix this next week that will then also add tremendous value to that. So really excited, so much alpha there, so much to share. But yeah, if you're not a holder of a pig or a creature of the cave, or you don't hold multiple, you might want to start stocking up. Okay, just gonna let you know. It looks like we lost Tinfoil there. I think he'll reconnect. And so, but hey, we want to honor the time. It's been an hour. It's been incredible. There, 10, you're back. We're
I
signing
got
off.
kicked. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it was just like, hey, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Put in my time. So Mint Party this Friday for Splarg. Um, the Re-Evolution Planet is what we're calling it, right? Is that the name for the
The first one's gonna be psychedelic revolution.
Psychedelic Revolution's the first one, and then the chimps are coming next. But just so you know, you to be whitelisted to be able to get the apes, I guess the ape version, you're going to need to own one of the first ones. So get on there. It's going to be incredible. We're going to have a party like no other. Also, we didn't even talk about it today. We'll really hit it next week, but when taking over the jukebox and helping run that project. All of our mints are going to include from basically next week on, but maybe even Fridays are going to include basically a DJ or a musician releasing a track. You're going to get a 2-for-1 where you get their music plus the art NFT. I think it's going to be an incredible experience. Super excited about it. We love y'all. We love Phantom. We love all the builders on this network, all the collectors, everyone adding value to this space. We're just doing this to hopefully add more value to you. That's it. Good?
Yeah, love it. Yeah, the whole idea of this is just to try to bring in some more collectors, bring in some eyes. We know that the quality we have on Phantom, the quality of our tech, the quality of our projects, it literally just comes down to getting eyes. And that's what we're now trying to do.
Awesome. Awesome.